throughout the day. So I'm Maureen Kyle with Dave Chudowski, Lindsey Buckingham, and Matt Standridge. Usually Danielle's hosting, but she is off this week. So I'm going to try and fill her shoes. She's always really good at this and really good at looking at the comments and interacting. I apologize. I don't have the comments in front of me, but we will hop on Facebook and YouTube as we go throughout the day and make sure that we get your reaction to all of these stories. So I do want to start out with a little bit of breaking news that we've been following throughout the morning. And this was really just coming into the newsroom early this morning, just before 6. And we know that there was a shooting on Cleveland's west side. EMS was confirming that there were 6 people shot. We don't know many of the details. We know one of them is in critical condition. This is 2 women and 5 men. So, or actually 7 people that would be. So one of them refused treatment for injuries. We don't know what led up to the shooting. We don't know if there's any suspects. So that's all still coming into the newsroom. We're going to keep you updated, of course, on WKYC.com as we go throughout the morning. Something else that we're watching that a lot of people are interested in is what the weather is going to do today. I think we all got outside. We did as much as we could outside over the weekend, even with the hot temperatures. But Matt, you're saying, throughout the week, we're going to have to keep that umbrella with us at all times?
Yeah, that humidity is going up. You might have noticed it last night. And that humidity is fuel for isolated pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Like we talked all morning, it's kind of like a Florida forecast where you get a lot of dry periods, but then all of a sudden you get a quick shower, maybe a quick thunderstorm, and then it's over. But the good news is that the thunderstorms won't be severe, Maureen.
All right. So today, what do you think? Like this morning, is it hard to predict? I think I was trying to nail down an answer from you just before the show.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a couple light showers in the morning. The better chance for a quick pop-up thunderstorm will be in the afternoon, and that'll probably be the same case day after day. But I think the best chance of rain every day will be the daylight hours from about 9 a.m. to about 5 p.m., which is, I know, so many hours.
Yeah. All right, we'll be prepared for it. Run off, do radio. If you can, join us when you're done. All right. Dave, you always tease me about this, but it is time to talk royals. Big royal news over the weekend, and we knew it was coming, but Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan had their baby girl over the weekend. They had her on Friday. They made the announcement over the weekend, so we are learning a little bit more. No picture yet. We have not gotten that adorable baby photo, but get this for a name. All right, this is a mouthful. She's going to take a while to learn how to spell. Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor is the baby's name. So it is, that is Queen Elizabeth's nickname was Lilibet because she had a hard time saying Elizabeth when she was little. So they named her Lilibet after Queen Elizabeth. They're going to call her Lily. And of course, the middle name, Diana. I think a lot of people, especially in London, were placing bets on Diana somehow being worked into the name just because of Harry's close relationship with his mother. So what do you guys think? It's a mouthful.
It is. It's a nice nod to Diana, though. I'm not surprised because of how much Prince Harry has been talking about his mom lately. Lilibet is really cute, I have to say. And Lily is the most precious name. So I'm on board.
Yeah. Dave, any reaction to the name?
Well, I'm definitely not an expert in this category, but I mean, I did watch that special, and obviously this has been in the news with them, leaving and all that. I guess just as a total observer outside, it is nice to see the names and the nod to the history and their family. Could you imagine had they not done anything at all in that regard? Imagine the headlines and then how that would shake out, right?
Yeah, and so that's the big conversation this morning too, is because they did, make that big break from the royal family. They gave up their royal duties. Prince Harry renounced it. They're in LA instead of in London. And so, especially with Meghan's interview with Oprah, there seemed to be a big divide. And when she was talking about even the question of when Archie was born, what color will the baby's skin be? How dark will he be? I mean, that was a bombshell. And she wouldn't name names, but she was talking about how she wasn't treated very well. And you could sense there was a big divide. And Harry mentioned a big divide with his father, how he was not really in communication with his father, Prince Charles. The name and the announcements made by both Kensington Royal and the Queen's, I forget what their official Instagram account is, but I mean, the royal family still in London making the announcement, congratulations, Harry and Meghan, on the birth of Lilibet. You see that there's still a connection there. And that's what everybody's talking about, is that there is this, that the fact that he named the baby after Queen Elizabeth shows just how close they are. And that pet name too. There's something about that pet name. So it's a good step in the right direction. I mean, you never want to see family drama in any situation. And the royals, it plays out. I don't even purposely follow the royals. I know that might sound crazy, but I don't purposely follow them. It's just that they are constantly, in the media. They are constantly being talked about. There's the Netflix series, The Crown. I mean, it's hard to stay away from their inner workings of their family. And it is a long line of history. If you've ever been to London, I know I've talked about this before, you go back thousands of years to this family and this family line. So it is a piece of history as well as pop culture. And, just the nod to Queen Elizabeth, you hope that there are amends to be made there.
You think it's just, go ahead, Lindsay.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I was hoping for the nod to the Queen because there seems to be so much sentimental talk about the Queen and Harry's relationship with the Queen, and also Meghan's. Meghan told a couple sweet stories in that special, Dave, that you mentioned. So for me, the fact that they did that just leaves a little bit of hope open for a reconciliation, because if they're still connected to her, or they're still having like a really good relationship with the Queen, then maybe there's hope that they'll make up someday.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you think it might just be one person? Like there's an issue. It's not the entire family that when one day we'll learn even more on exactly what the divide is.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of, History Channel documentary or new Netflix show that's going to delve deep into this. And I think, like, my impression, if I'm reading between the lines and knowing what pretty much everybody knows from The Crown and from, headlines and everything. I mean, I think Meghan really pointed out that it's the firm, it's the people, kind of not controlling, but working it like the PR machine for the royal family, and then maybe one or two people within the actual family. So, that's, I'm sure we'll hear one day about who exactly said what or who made so-and-so feel uncomfortable. But just when you take a look at I know we talked about it a while back, but for anybody who's just tuning in, maybe just catching our first royal conversation here, how much money the royal family brings into London tourism, and then how much money the firm makes every time they make headlines, and the attraction to Kate Middleton. And you wonder, did they pit her against Meghan just because it makes more headlines? So I'm sure we'll hear about it in the future. I'm sure there's going to be a tell-all special one day about all of this. But in the meantime, congratulations to Harry and Meghan. Can't wait to see that first baby photo. I am sure we will have it on our news the second that there is a baby photo.
That's a guarantee.
That is a 100% guarantee. Lindsay, I want to talk to you too about the Wolstein Center. Today's the last day for vaccinations. And I want to make sure everybody knows too, when you say, oh, today's the last day for vaccinations, we want to make sure that everybody knows this isn't the last day to get your vaccination. It's just that the mass vaccination site at Wolstein Center is winding down. They have other events that are booked there. Tell us about what you were talking about this morning.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So obviously vaccinations are still available at different places across Northeast Ohio, but for the Wolstein Center, it's the end of their 12-week stint, which vaccinated so many Ohioans. So props to them. I'm going to give you the facts first. if you're still interested in getting a vaccine. So today you can go to the Wolstein Center if you're over 12, but if you're under 18, you need both consent and to be with a parent or guardian. Anyone who gets the vaccine today will get the Pfizer vaccine. They're saying that walk-ins are welcome. So here are some important times. If you're walking in to get the vaccine, you can go between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. If you make an appointment, you can go between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So there's just an hour difference if you're a walk-in. It stops at 7 o'clock. But they have done a tremendous job here. I can't believe some of the figures. So in the last 12 weeks, 650 service members responded. I've done a lot of live shots down here over the course of the last 12 weeks. And it was so cool to see members of the National Guard showing up, around 6:30, totally ready to go. From everything that we're hearing, it was a seamless operation. 260,000 vaccines were delivered in the course of, over those 12 weeks, which is incredible. The National Guard also worked with 300 community organizations and provided 25 different interpreters to help those with language barriers. So it's really just like the closing of an incredible run here that helped so many people. And like we said, you can still get vaccines elsewhere. One other thing, if you're coming for your first dose today at the Wolstein Center and you're wondering, well, if they're closing, where do I get my second dose? You're automatically going to be scheduled at the nearest discount drug mart. So don't worry, if you're coming today for that first dose, you'll get your second dose.
Yeah. And you mentioned seamless operation and being in the news department. I mean, we see all the complaint emails, we get all the complaint calls, and really, I mean, there was never a major issue with Wolstein. I mean, you never heard of like a fight breaking out, or you never heard of, they mixed up everybody's paperwork or anything. I mean, we didn't see major snafus. So it's just such a testament to the job that everybody did, the National Guard, the volunteers, the community organizations. That's not a small undertaking to do on short notice too.
No. And so many people showing up day to day. The fact that we never got any complaints that there was a wait. I really never heard about any long waits. It was just, you showed up for your time, you were in and you're out. You were in and out. And I think that, like you said, the fact that they had it so organized, that they worked with so many different groups, it's wonderful. It's the reason why so many Ohioans are vaccinated. So that's fantastic.
We're at 46% right now in Ohio, and Governor DeWine got to that. He's going to have a news conference later today because we've gotten to that point of 50 cases per 100,000. So that was his goal. So he's going to be talking about that most likely later today. He's calling a press conference. Also, before we go, I have to mention that Vax-A-Million, that was an incentive for a lot of people. Last night was the deadline to register for this week's drawing. This would be the third drawing. There are 2 more after this. So if you go to Wolstein Center today or any other place, you get your vaccination, you can still enter for the last 2 drawings to get either that $1 million or the scholarship money. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for being with us. We got to go do some live television. Keep the comments going. We will be right back here tomorrow. It's always great to see you guys post show and get a chance to chat.